Hi, friends, and welcome to Oli Green. A primary school teacher by profession, she rekindled a passion for art a decade back. She currently loves to paint colorful landscape and has just started painting animals. She still teaches part time and has also started art classes for children to help them on their art journeys too. We are delighted and honored to have Miss Kellie Spence all the way from New Zealand as our guest for the day. Welcome, Kellie, to Oli Green.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Okay. Now, moving on, our teacher by profession, how did you develop this passion for painting?
I think as a kid, I really enjoyed art, particularly drawing. I remember sketching quite often when I was a child. And then it got to high school, and the art classes that my high school provided were full. So I didn't end up being able to take any art classes at high school. And so from there, it kind of fizzled away a little bit. And I became a teacher, and art was kind of the last thing on my mind until I went on a trip to Queenstown, which is just south of where I am. And there was this amazing artist called Tim Wilson, and he just did the most inspiring landscapes that I've ever seen in my life. And it kind of just sparked that interest again. And I thought, why not? I'll just go and get a few little bits and pieces that I can afford and try it again. And it was the first time I had tried oil painting ever. And initially it was terrible, but I persevered, and I kind of just haven't really looked back. So I'm very happy that I stumbled across this artist, and I'm very happy that I gave it another go.
Okay. Now we see that most of your paintings are inspired by nature. You have beautiful landscapes being drawn. I mean, how is it that the nature is influencing your art in such a big way?
I think being from New Zealand, it's very easy to be captivated by the landscapes here. They're just stunning no matter where you are in the country, from native bush to beaches to mountains. It's, for me anyway, it's very inspiring, and I love to see that in real life. And so I like to try anyway to kind of capture that feeling of what it's like to be there in that moment and put it on canvas for hopefully other people to enjoy too. Yeah, it's very easy to be inspired by the landscapes here in New Zealand.
Okay. Then, I mean, what are the mediums that you use currently for painting? In terms in like oil.
Yeah, so I only use oils. I have tried acrylics, and either I hate it or I'm just not very good at it. So for now, I think I'm just going to stick with oil painting. I'm still learning, so it's definitely something that I haven't mastered yet. So there's still a long way to go with that. And maybe when I get bored of oils, I might spread my wings and try acrylics again. But yeah, for now, oil is fine.
And you work on commissions, or you just do paintings for your satisfaction?
Yes, definitely for my own satisfaction. And initially, I wouldn't sell anything really. It was kind of, I was just trying to paint to paint really. It was more of a I was inspired and I wanted to give it a go, and there was a lot of mistakes initially, a lot of paintings thrown in the rubbish bin. So it's nice to go from that to people liking something that I've done so much that they're willing to buy it. So it's very humbling when something that I've done, somebody wants to put in their house and look at it all the time. So that's really cool.
Okay. And what are you do a lot of mentoring activities for artists who are coming up. What are the activities that you do?
Um, I've kind of only just started that this year, actually. I have started a YouTube channel, which is very early on in its life. So I'm still getting used to filming and editing. I find that really difficult, but it's a work in progress. So I'm trying to kind of first teach myself to teach other people how to paint, which is really difficult when I'm still kind of learning that process too. And so, yeah, so this year I have just started teaching. I feel like I'm a lot better at teaching in real life than I am taping myself and editing it. So that's a bit more successful than the online teaching stuff. But yeah, so at the school that I teach at, I have just started an after school art class for kids aged about 10 to 13-year-olds. And I'm kind of teaching them things that I wish that I had learned before I had started painting. So going like right down to the basics. We started with pencil and kind of worked on shading, the layout technique and things like that. And then we're going to go into colored pencils and kind of learn about color theory and things like that. So I kind of want to just make the process a bit easier for them than it was for me.
Okay. Now, I mean, our channel is basically focused on the environment, the different threats that our environment is facing, how we can make it much more greener for our future generations. That's what Only Green is all about. I mean, what in your views are the steps that one should, I mean, as a person, as an individual, as an artist, that we should take to make this world a better place, a greener place?
Oh, gosh, that's a hard question. Well, it would be such a shame to only see these amazing landscapes in paintings. I feel like we would do the world a massive disservice if we destroy the beauty that we have already. And it would be really unfortunate for artists in the future to have to paint these landscapes that we see today only through photographs or imagination. So, yeah, as an artist, I think, well, in my case anyway, I do things like old clothes that have holes in them. I use them for rags instead of using paper towels. I don't use solvents to clean my brushes, thinking about, how that here in New Zealand anyway, it gets poured down the sink and it goes straight into the water. So little things like that. I think if everybody does as much as they can, every little bit helps. So I think as a whole, it'll make a big difference if we all do something small.
And the same front, I mean, the same question that I'm continuing. I mean, if there is a message that your paintings are trying to convey, I mean, because you do mostly paintings on the nature. If there is one message that your paintings you are trying to convey through your paintings, what could that be?
Oh, just to kind of see beyond the simple, boring things that you see every day, whether it's the local mountain that everybody takes for granted, or a stream and a tree kind of down your street or something. I kind of just want to take those little things that people take for granted and show them in a really beautiful, inspiring way to kind of make people stop and think, wow, that's just a tree, but now I'm looking at it in a different way and I can appreciate looking at this than I couldn't beforehand. So I think just taking little things that people take for granted and kind of twisting them in a more magical way, I guess, to make people kind of stop and rethink about seeing beautiful things everywhere.
What will be your message for an upcoming artist in the sense how to pursue this field of art?
Maybe something that I wish I had been told when I first started was it's hard. Painting is really difficult, especially when you come from not being taught anything. There's a lot of failures. You definitely learn the hard way, but is the quickest way to learn. And I just think if you enjoy it, don't give up. I think it's a difficult thing to learn, but the only way to learn is through brush mileage, I think they say. So the more you paint, the better you get and the more confident you get. And I found with kind of my latest works, you can kind of see the confidence because I push colors a bit further, or I kind of play around with compositions and things. So just keep painting as much as you can and you'll get there.
Okay. Thank you, Kellie, for being with us, for being with Oli Green, and thanks for your messages. For us in India, New Zealand has always been a land of cricket for us. The cricket team was very familiar for us.
We're not very good at cricket. So.
Okay. Thanks a lot for spending so much time with us. We will surely be in touch and wishing you all the very best.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.